Hello, my creative friends. I mixed up 500 mils of resin for two of these coaster molds, and as you can see, the speed's up at ×4, and I'm laying out the first part of the clear. And the reason I wanted to put a layer of the clear down before I added any embellishments in it was to make sure there was going to be no raw part of the sparkle embellishments exposed at the bottom of the coaster. And I wouldn't advise doing what I'm doing, which is bending the coasters to spread the resin around. It was quite nightmarish, and I ended up covering the segments of the coasters in resin and had to fiddle fart cleaning that off before I could move to the next part of making the coasters. You'll see me fiddle farting about now quite a bit just to spread that resin evenly. I didn't want to push the resin around with a paddle pop stick onto the bottom of the coaster because when I'm touching that, I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually being really mindful to be so gentle on the coaster mold itself because I don't want to scratch it. The minute you get a scratch or even a tiny line, it wrecks that beautiful glossy finish that these coasters offer. Okay, finally got that first layer down. Now we've sped up even more, and I'm sorry that you can't quite see what I'm doing with those love hearts, but you can see there, I'm just literally sprinkling the love heart glitter sparkle things into the coasters. And then on the second one, it's like a spaghetti iridescent tinsel, and it was a nightmare. It just kept bending upwards and really preventing me from getting a flat flush finish. No matter what I did, the tinsel just kept bending upwards, and even with the weight of the resin upon it, it was strong enough to push back up. So I will be reattempting this style of coaster with that long spaghetti tinsel, but I'll chop it up so that it can't bend like it did. And with the hearts, I had to fiddle fart pushing them in quite a bit too. And so I think in future what I would do is add the hearts into the clear resin and then pour it directly into the coaster. So this being my first attempt at using the molds for total embellishments, they were my greatest learnings, not using long strands and potentially mixing the embellishments into the resin before I pour it into the coasters. So I finally get it all done, but I continue to fight with the tinsel one. You know, every time I leave it and drop myself back down to eye level, it's raised up, and they don't offer a good finish in the end, as you'll see. And thanks for watching that part. Let's get on to popping them. Hello, my creative friends. Wasn't that such a dramatic pour? This one, oh, it was still difficult, even though I got it all beautiful and flush at the end. But this one, oh, was a nightmare. I don't know if I'll be able to use these. I think I might be able to. We'll see. But I think I want to do all of these two pours again. And this time I'm going to add the embellishments into the cup and the resin and pour it in, rather than add it halfway through, as you saw me do, that small layer of resin, then adding the embellishments and then covering it. You know, it went on and on and on and was so tricky. And I really believe that if I add it into the cup and just pour it out, it'll be so much more efficient. This was a nightmare, and it's not flush. I have got a little bit of space, not much though, to add any more resin, and quite frankly I don't know if I'll invest the resin into it. Though the great thing about Nina's Shattered Shapes molds is that they're a two-sided mold. You can use it both ways. So let's get them out and have a look at them. It's beautiful and clear. We need something white to really... Oh, where's something white when you need it? Oh, here we go. Just a bit of paper towel. And put it on the cardboard there. And then, where's my little coaster? Here it is. Really beautiful and clear. That iridescence is beautiful. It's just stunning. I really, really love this mold, and these embellishments in it have really come up beautifully. I love it. I think I might do it again and tint the resin with something pearlized, or even just the palest pink, because remembering all resins will eventually yellow over time, and this being mad resin, I still haven't had any mad resin yellow. I am waiting for it because we all know that resin does yellow over time. My first lot that I ever got was September 2018 of mad resin, and that was when it just first came out on the market. And the test piece that I have still hasn't yellowed. A little while ago you would have seen me do that funny mix up where I was doing showing people how to use resin for the first time, you know, just giving you a few tips on the mixing and what to look out for, etc. And I walked off and left my resin in the jar, a beautiful IKEA glass jug actually. And when I got back, I went and had a cup of tea and got distracted, and when I got back to the resin, it had solidified in the glass jar. And that was about, I think about 3 months ago now. But what I do, I have kept it. It looks quite beautiful, but it's a great piece that I will be watching for yellowing. And I keep it near the window. So it's not in the dark. It's just, you know, right there, ready to yellow up whenever the time is right for it, and no sign of it yellowing. Oh God, this was a nightmare. Look, this bit sticking out, and oh golly. Oh, sorry, you can't even see it. Let's pick up another piece. Now, fundamentally, the concept's pretty cool. It does look really quite groovy. And these will make cute little sun catchers, I think. So they won't go to waste, and I will put them in the backyard because they're really, really cute and adorable. But I think with that iridescent tinsel here, I could chop it up and make it little flakes rather than try and tackle that spaghetti piece all over again. What a nightmare. Well, what did you think? Another way to use the beautiful molds. I'm sorry you can't see this for how beautiful it is. It's always the way, isn't it? Let's finish this up here so where you can sort of see it. Nice, huh? And as you saw, the molds just are a delight to work with. And so I got the agate mold. You know, these are the geode shape mold. I've got the agate mold, and I haven't used that yet, so I might run down and get that in a minute, because I'm just about to mix up some other resin, and I know I'll always have some left over, and the colours I'm using are bronzes and creams, so that could look gorgeous in an agate. Alright, let's do that. Okay, happy creating!